All right, everybody. I'm Ray DeFrisco, head football coach here at Illinois College. It's always great to have Coach Allball and Chief Pigskin on campus and get the opportunity to do a little chalk talk. We got spring practice today. I want to walk you through a little bit about what we do during practice and how we work. That's really important to our efficiency at practice. We want to get the most out of the allotted amount of time that we have. And so the biggest thing for us is to educate our players on what is it that our expectations are for each of these drills. So we give them all names, and everybody has their own practice tempos. Ours are pretty standard. I think everybody kind of has a version of this, or maybe the exact same. But our game tempo, we're live. We're going. There's two asterisks. Obviously, there may be a time or two where we don't want to cut, or maybe we want to keep the quarterbacks protected and they get to wear a different colored jersey. But game is go. We're ready to go, tackle all the way down to the ground. Our pro tempo is most commonly referred to as our thud tempo. We're going to wrap up. The defensive player is going to get into the right position. He's going to wrap up and stop the ball carrier. The offensive player has the stiff arm and his best move, really, that he wants to execute in that situation. And then our pro strike. And so the pro strike is something that we utilize probably the most out of all three. It is where we are going to be a lot more attentive to getting into the proper position that indicates a proper tackle could be made at that point, and then going for the football, and then protecting the ball on offense. And the ball is all. And I'm anxious to talk to you a little bit further about that. But let me tell you about our tempos and give you a quick example of them. So our live drill right here, obviously, if you look at the line of scrimmage, I'm at the line of scrimmage with the towel on, and I'm yelling out what the tempo is right here. I'm yelling live, live, live. The quarterback obviously has the same color jersey as the offense, and this is so important, to make sure that we're, staying safe. And that's a very, very critical component to the season, is to make sure that this is a game of attrition, and if you can stay healthy through, the last couple weeks of the season, and you're competing for a championship, last thing you want to do is be in a position where, because you practiced and you didn't take certain things into consideration, you don't have the depth that you initially started with. So here's an example of our pro tempo. Remember, pro is most commonly referred to as thud. So we want to secure the ball carrier. We want to stop him. We want to make sure that we are wrapping up with proper technique and stopping the ball carrier from any kind of forward progress. Standard thud tempo. Another example here of the pro. We want to make sure that the defenders that are in the pursuit and they're tracking the ball carrier, that they're in the right position and they're properly executing tackles. The offensive players have, the right of way here as well. So, they're putting their shoulder down, they're using stiff arms and all jukes and all their available moves to them. So here we are in a strike tempo now. Notice the quarterback's actually in a different color jersey here, just to help the defense kind of identify what they're doing. But we're going for the ball here. This is a period where we want to make sure that we're tracking properly. So all linebackers and defensive backs are taught and keyed in on the near hip, and we're going to get to that here shortly. But this whole period is about us on defense trying to take the ball from the offense, and then the offense to secure it. There's going to be a daily challenge in practice every single day. 3. Today, when we go out to practice, it's 3. We're trying to create 3 takeaways. Offense is trying to give away none. So we can have the turnover margin in our favor at the end of each of the games. It's going to give us a better chance to win, higher percentage. Another example here of pro strike. It's where we got the ball carrier out on the flat, turns up the sidewalk, gets going. Defense they're not going to completely stop. We want to make sure that that they have the ability to, continue running. So if they may have 10 extra yards, 15 extra yards, whatever it may be, for them to continue their route or continue running. I truly believe that a good tackling team and a good cutting team. The teams that do it very, very well focus on tracking, focus on that angle, focus on how they're getting there. You know, we say all the time, CTD, close the distance, get into that space, that angle of pursuit that everyone's trying to say, take the right angle, take the right angle. Well, what does that mean? Where do I go? How do I get there? You know, all those things. Our guys are always asking those questions. We want to make sure that we provide them clarity. And so we talk tracking as we want to aim with good angles, and we want to attack. And so we want to aim at the near hip. We want to get our aiming points, our near foot, right in the direction of that near hip. And then we want to take the proper angle to get to that near hip. And then obviously closing the distance is all about attacking and getting going and getting there fast and in a hurry. Whether you're executing a chop tackle or a basic tackle, a shoot tackle, a chop block, there's a lot of similarities in those. And so as you can see right here is a diagram of the, let me open this up a little bit. Here's an example of the actual player with their near foot in the direction of the ball carrier and executing the angle that we're talking about. So that's the angle. Well, coach, how do I get there? Well, you put your eyes on the near hip and you point that near foot right at the ball carrier and you attack with some vengeance here. And then here you go, another good example from the side on tracking the near hip and getting to the ball and closing that distance. CTD, close the distance. So our tracking that we're trying to do in practice, we don't always have to run a drill where we're hitting and tackling and bringing guys down to the ground, because I want to see on film that our guys understand the proper angles. I want to make sure that they know how to take that angle, attacking that, with their eyes on the near hip and closing that distance. I want to see CTD in a hurry, but on the right path to get there. To me, that's the most valuable and most important part. Here, we even make the offensive linemen work the same type of drill where they are focusing on attacking that hip, because when they're in space on screens and they're, chop blocking, or they're blocking downfield and we're going to cut you downfield, we want them to have the same techniques and the same tendencies that our defensive players are being taught in regularly. So they're going to get an opportunity to, put some juke moves on each other once in a while. But this is a great way for them to understand that they're not going to be able to execute downfield blocking, especially the way that we do it and the way we want to cut people down, if they're taking the wrong angles, if they're taking the wrong track to even get into that, into the right spot to do that. And so real quickly, I think it's important before we head into the ball is all. That's what we're going to spend a little bit of time at practice doing today. Every day is just to talk real quick about our tackling. So we have a progression of how we work. It all starts with the identifying of our tempos, right? And then understanding how to track and how to get into that distance. But now when you get there, what do you do? And so a few years ago, we came up with this, buzzwords that every single coach on the staff can always say and never be wrong. If you're working a basic tackle, we want you to hit up, rip up, and run through. Hit up, rip up, run through. If you're a coach on our staff and you're telling somebody those three things in regards to a tackle, you're never going to be wrong. And so that's what I wanted to create, this way for everybody to have alignment with what we're saying. Eyes through the thighs. What a great way to shoot right through somebody's thigh board, from an outside in perspective. You may have force, you may be containing, or you may be an offensive lineman or an offensive player, and you may be executing a cut block downfield, and your same concept, eyes through the thighs, get right through that thigh board. And then our roll tackle. So those are the three tackles that we try to teach and promote and execute. And then to complement that tackling is blocking, right? Tackle and block. It's all the root of our fundamentals. Every single day I'm having our offense and defense do these drills every day. I know that sounds cliche, but if you truly want to be good at these things, then continue to do them and evolve at those. How you teach it, how you rep it, how you drill it is so very important. Our blocking is very similar. Eyes on your target, striking the target, drive through the block. Obviously, when we do the cut block, we want to keep that as similar to shoot. So shoot, tackle, and a cut block are eyes through the thighs, right through the thigh board. That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're going. We're talking day one of training camp right here. Day one of training camp, we're taking the entire team through a tackle progression of how to hit up, how to rip up, how to run through. The whole team is doing this. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen, even the quarterbacks have to learn how to tackle. Hopefully they don't have to execute too many tackles because they're not throwing picks. But this is something that we spend a lot of time early on. Everybody has to know the proper way. I mean, again, safety is the key, right? We can't practice. We can't have those opportunities at, end of the season runs if we're not healthy. And so teaching them the proper techniques, tackling, such an important, especially in this day and age, and what we're dealing with concussions, such an important topic for us as coaches to make sure that we're teaching proper techniques so that our game can be around for a long time. Hit up, rip up, run through. Hit up, rip up, run through. I'm out there with the megahorn. Ready, set, hit, boom. And then all the coaches by position are with their groups, and they should be saying those 3 words the whole time. Hit up, rip up, run through. And then, our everyday defensive tackling drills are going to get a little bit more specific to the type of position that you may be playing. If you're working an angle tackle, maybe you're somebody in space. If you're here, strike and shed. If you're number 5 to the top of the screen here, strike, shed, get off, boom, basic tackle right there. Hit up, rip up, run through. That's a good rep. There's so much teaching in the individual side of the tackle, but every single coach can say the exact same thing all the time, saying that aligned information of how we communicate is such an important part of the success that you have on the football field. We're all teachers. We're all trying to teach our players to understand, knowing them, knowing the audience, keeping things as consistent as possible. Our player right here does a great job executing the basic tackle right here. These rings are fantastic. The Australian football, rugby themed of these tackling rings. What a great way to work. Probably this is probably, in my opinion, the number 1 tackle that's being done in all of football at all levels right now. Very seldomly do you see that A-gap, fullback, linebacker, basic tackle nowadays. It's an angle tackle. It's an open field tackle. Everything's played in a lot more space. Perfect way to work a lot of reps, a lot of variations, how you roll that ring at those guys straight on an angle. Are they going front leg, back leg? Can all depend on where you're looking at for your target. Attacking that front leg. A great drill here. Same thing, using those rings. We're talking now, we're talking tackling now. This is the offense side. They're doing their cut circuit. So every day, defense is going to work their tackling drills, offense working their cut drills. This is the wide receivers working on their cut technique. So running backs right here, getting to the bag, getting up to the second level. Running backs right here, getting to the edge. Boom, running through the cut. Going right back. So the same time, these drills are going on at the same time. Down on the other end of the field is the offense working on cut. The defense is working on tackling here. Here's the big dogs, the O-line, getting after it. These are the guys I love seeing, cutting them downfield. Love it. Get downfield, but it all starts with their tracking. If they don't have a concept on how to track, those offensive linemen in space, when they're at a disadvantage, right? They don't like that space. But a good screen team, a good team that can get downfield and hurt you with the screens, their offensive linemen are properly taught. Take a look at this. Their guys are properly taught in space how to run and close the distance and get their eyes through their thighs. Got a little fire screen into the sideline right here. Boom, eyes through the thighs. We got guys down on the ground right here. This is a good clip right here. Guys, running back coming out of the backfield, receivers getting to their blocks, offensive linemen downfield getting at that point. They're closing the distance, and when they get there, boom, eyes are right through their thighs, going through the thigh board. So the ball is all, right? This is something that our guys, we are every single day, we are talking about how are we going to protect it, how are we going to take it, how we're going to stop it, how we're going to move it. I mean, there's one football, there's 22 people on a team. on the field at one time. 11 guys are trying to move it forward to get past the goal line. 11 guys are trying to stop it, right? Everything revolves around that football. Everything revolves around that football. And I want our players to understand exactly how we're going to take it, right? If the offense turns it over, we're going to execute. We're going to try to score with that. We're going to make them pay for what they gave to us. But we want to have the mentality that we're going to take it from them. I used to tell them all the time, hey, we're gonna go for the ball. We're gonna go for the ball. We stopped that terminology because offensive coaches are teaching how to protect it better and better every day. And we started learning some things about just your body posture and which way you can torque and which way you can't. So we're going to literally be going for aiming points on the body. We want to pull that thumb down and away. If we get that opportunity, that ball is going to pop out. You can't bend your arm this way. We want to rake the fingers. You know, the points of pressure or how offense holds the ball, those fingers are going to cap at some point the top of that football. We're going to punch through the ball. So this is, you know, the Peanut Tillman punch right here, man. This is when you see the ball, when he doesn't have it secured, that's when you got to execute a straight punch right through the thing. And then we're going to pull the elbow. So you notice 3 of the 4 things that we teach are not even about the ball. It's about the arm that is securing the football. And that's what's really changed our mindset about how we're going to take the ball from the offense. We used to just say, hey, take it because you want to rip the football out. Well, it's your arm against the other guy's arm. And that's once you start tugging at it, he's going to clamp down on it even more. But if we attack the hands, which is going to help you secure the tackle to begin with, that's going to open up that ball and get you some more takeaways. And then on the offensive side of things, we want to chin the ball. We say that to every single ball carrier. If that ball, if I can see a little bit of color on that football, I'm screaming from behind the offense, chin the ball, chin the ball. I want to make sure that everyone's carrying that ball up here and, you know, high and tight or all these different point pressures. We talk about a 2-finger claw. We want our players to be comfortable carrying that football, but we want to make sure that our wrist is above our elbow when we're carrying the football. That's a very important coaching point. If our wrist is above our elbow, then the ball is towards the chin and being secured up here. Tight to the chest and tuck the elbow in, right? This is the easiest way we feel that you can cover the football with your other hand and get into that football and get into the other forearm and securing the football. But every single day, we're going after that. Ball is all. There's challenges. There's opportunities for our players to compete offense versus defense. In the spring, one of the things that we're doing is we just started this spring to combine the offense and the defense with how we're working these drills. So you know how it is. You got a defensive player trying to simulate an offensive player, and they think they're the best offensive player all of a sudden. They have no idea how to do the techniques. So we're like, why aren't we using our offensive players, our skill players to protect the football while we're trying to take it away? Right? What better way than doing it versus each other, right? And so we have tied in the ability to secure the catch here. You see the wide receiver up at the top. He's got to secure the catch versus just a coach just swatting at the ball here. And then once he gets the ball, he's going to get down the sideline, and the defender here, he's got to close the distance and track the near hip and then get to the football. So this is we're combining a little bit of tackling here. When we get some pads on, he'll have the ability that if the ball is in his near hand to go right after the football. If it's away from him, to execute a tackle. So secure and track right here. Good opportunity to get close. This defender right here cannot wait. Right? We want to make sure that he keeps closing the distance. Doesn't close the distance. If those cones were at the top of the numbers, man, he'd be juked out of his shoes right there. He's stop. Stop your feet, you're beat. Does a little bit better job of continuing to close the distance here. So that's the key in this drill, is to close the distance, have proper tracking, and to make sure that the offensive player is focusing on catching the ball and securing the ball. So even though this is a tight end drill right here, this is a great drill that we have the ability to do in our spring drills. The 2-ball drill, love this thing. Wow, do I love it, because it really forces you don't get your off arm in this drill. You don't get the opportunity to cover up that ball, which is something that we tell them. And so the offensive player has 2 footballs, 1 in each hand, and then there's 2 linebackers or 2 defenders on each side of them, as you can see here, and they are trying to work their technique. They're trying to reach for the thumb and pull that thumb out. They're trying to rake those fingers out, trying to pop the elbow away from the body. If we could do one of those three things, we should have a good opportunity to pop one out here. Let's see if we get one here on the next rep. Boom, got one. This guy's in there pretty deep. He's digging his hand in there deep. And the reason why I would be telling this guy in film, like, hey, that's unrealistic. You're not going to be in that position all that much. You're going to be more likely in the position where you're trying to secure the tackle, right? Don't cheat the drill. Make sure you get good rips out of the drill. But number 15 right here on defense, he's doing a good job. He's working that elbow on the backside at the same time of raking those fingers. That's tough to do. So great drill here. Our guys get a kick out of competing on if you drop it, certain amount of reminders or competition amongst themselves to make sure that they're getting better at securing the football. There's a couple of running backs right there doing a heck of a job, not giving any air, making sure that they're completely securing the ball. Both guys in the chin position, even that guy even covers up a little bit higher there. Look at the sidelines right here. Even the quarterbacks have to do a little ball security drill. So they have a little bit more specific things that we do with pocket presence and then securing the football. But during this circuit that we do, they're responsible to make sure that they're carrying the ball and being accountable for chinning the football as they're downfield or running with the ball. This drill right here is we're simulating a stiff arm. So the running back has his offhand now, but we're trying to simulate the open field when the ball carrier extends his hand to put pressure away from him. The natural movement is for the ball to leave his body. And that's what we're trying to get them to really focus in on this drill is even though you're trying to push a defender away from you, at the same time, as soon as you do that, we don't want that ball to pop out. And so one guy's getting the stiff arm, and one guy's defending the stiff arm, and one guy's defending the trying to rake at that ball. Now, this is a great drill for the defense, and once we widen them out, you'll be able to see a little bit better here. When we widen these guys out, here you go, here's a better example of that. Once we widen the defender out, this also teaches the defender how to play a stiff arm, because so many times those defenders get in the right place, they're tracking, they close the distance, and boom, they got stiff arm, right? So they've got to be able to prepare themselves to chop and swipe and get that arm away from him. Even the defender here in this clip, he's even having a hard time with boom, getting away from him. But as the ball carrier here pushes away, you can just see how difficult it is to still secure that football. Great drill right here. Great opportunity to work a few different elements of the game as a ball carrier, securing the ball, as a defender, working on continuing to go after it, take it away, and then also to be able to defend the stiff arm. This is the stumble drill. The key component in this drill is to make the offensive player who's running with the football to get his entire palm down on the ground. You can see a couple of these guys, they may just go down to their fingertips. They're kind of cheating this drill a little bit. They're so focused on securing that football. Obviously, the intention of the drill is that we want to make sure that they actually feel like they're falling. Look at the guy on the left here on the 35-yard line. He's doing a heck of a job of getting his whole palm down on the ground and really forcing himself to brace himself from falling down and being down and securing the ball at the same time. The stumble drill is a great way to make the running backs and ball carriers get comfortable with, again, same concept as before with the stiff arm, is once you start putting your energy in a different direction, that ball tends to just naturally come away from your body. That's when you need it the most, and that's when you need to secure things at all times. So when we're out at practice, we are constantly trying to challenge our players to see if we can get the ball to come out. At the end of every day, there's a challenge, there's a opportunity, there's a winner and a loser, right? If you turn the ball over, there's a certain amount of things you have to do on offense. If you take the ball away or if you don't meet your goal on defense, there's a few things that you have to do as well. And so I get really excited about the opportunities that when Chief Pigskin comes to the hilltop and spends some time with us, and I really feel that what he's been able to do with everything online to provide us with a platform to continue our education and to continue sharing ideas and learning. Maybe it's one, maybe it's 10 things every time you watch something, but our growth and development as coaches is very important. I'm very appreciative of Coach taking the time to do what he does so that we have an edge and learn from each other. But it was great chatting with you about the ball, our tackling, how we work, our progressions, our tempos. If you have any questions at any time, please, I'm an open book and open door here at Illinois College on the Hilltop. Please come on through or send me an email and we can share some ideas. I'd love to learn from you as well. Thank you very much.
Get down! Don't wait for him. Hey, 4 times, Glenn, let's go! Hey, get the ball! All the way down! Ball! Oh, shit, my bad, dog. I was trying to... Let's go, baby, let's go, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get the hand down. Wipe the hand down.
Yeah, back at you in the face.
Punch. Oh, there you go. There we go.